All right, welcome to VP Culture lesson number 6 with emotional science. And this lesson is about tight focus together, empathy, doing emotions together. This gets us to a whole nother layer of complexity. We've got these hugely complicated brains talking to each other with a subject that is sometimes difficult for us to approach, which is emotional subjects. How we're going to do this together. This is what a great leader needs to do. So we're going to do shared focus together. This is what empathy and using our focus to focus each other on that connection, or communicating emotionally. So using your focus to focus on the other person. So what does that look like? Well, we use the word empathy for this state of emotional connection a lot of times. And Brené Brown has written a lot about empathy. Brené says that empathy is connecting with people so we know we're not alone when we struggle. Additionally, she said, empathy is a way to connect to the emotion the other person is experiencing. Importantly, that doesn't mean you have to be having the same emotion as that other person. You just have to be identifying it with her. So it's like you're doing the naming with the other person. So like if the other person's angry, you're saying, wow, you seem like you're angry about that. Instead of being, I'm angry too. You don't need to adopt the emotion of the person. You never really fully can. You might feel some of that same emotion with the person. That would be normal. But you don't have to have the exact same emotion to be in an empathetic state. So that's what Brené Brown has to say about empathy and guiding us towards that state. So here's another few clues about empathy. So first of all, it takes about 30 seconds for you to engage with another person in a connecting way. They've done studies on this in the medical field in particular. It took 29 more seconds for a doctor to start engaging with that other person so that they felt empathy with that practitioner, with the doctor. And that changed everything. It had a near medicinal effect, like they had taken a painkiller or a medicine to affect their health and well-being when they felt connected with that doctor. So the other thing is, like we've been saying, acceptance and non-judgment. You have to do this with the empathy situation as well. You help them name it, and then you help them accept it. So it's something that we just covered with doing that with yourself. You need to do this with the other person. Another way I like to put it is no fixing. A lot of times we'll feel uncomfortable, so we'll try to fix that person so they stop feeling those feelings, those emotions. We want them to stop that. So you're just trying to do the naming and non-judgmental acceptance actions with that other person so that they can feel accepted and understood as well. So that helps them to have all that GABA calm their emotional selves. So that's part of the key to empathy. It doesn't take long, it's worth the effort, and it helps you connect with others in a powerful way. But it's a little bit counterintuitive because a lot of times we want to try to say, oh, don't feel this, just think this way, just do this. You should feel lots of energy. All of these things are pushing that person in a non-accepting way, and it actually will cause that rumination and that downward spiral of heightened tension rather than calmness. So this is giving people a gift when we do that, when we help them identify their positive or negative thoughts and their down and up and down energy situations. Using all the techniques we've used for ourselves, we're going to use those with others now. Now, let's look a little bit at the science behind this. So studies have shown that emotional connection and emotional information transfer is way faster and more effective than using a lot of words and rational thought. So if you really want to connect with others and you really want to do a good job of leading others, use this most powerful tool of connecting with the other person in empathy and with emotional connections. That doesn't mean you need to be, again, reactive emotionally, but you need to be engaging with them, helping them to see that, using all of these motivational interviewing tools, because those are keys to try to uncover and discover and move people through life in an emotional way rather than just merely a rational way. But as we've seen, emotions are a combination of thoughts and bodily feelings. So we're not leaving the rationality on the doorstep here. So it's just powerful and fast. So engaging emotionally is critical. So here's some what us as organizational scientists, we love to study these things. What's the effect on outcomes? Leaders with empathy have higher job satisfaction significantly and job performance significantly. They have more loyalty between them and their coworkers, and they create more positive cultures. So leading with empathy is a highly significant tool to be able to use as a leader. So that's what the studies show. Again, using this tool, we'll be able to help connect and empathize with others. And using our motivationally interviewing tools, again, open-ended questions, just to review, are questions that don't lead to yes or no. They lead to the person giving you some explanation about what's going on, particularly in an emotional situation. Affirmation, saying, wow, it seems like you're really feeling this in a powerful way. And it sounds like you're going in a good way. Reflections is when you just sort of state back to them. It sounds like you said, and then you reflect back to them that you're angry, and then they'll expand on that, because you just reflected that, and you're actually looking for more detail. And then summary is when you're saying, it sounds like you said this, this, and this, and that means you're summarizing it for them. So using all that to take them from I'm not sure emotionally to I've just named it, and now I'm calming it, and now I'm taking action in a positive way. So that's what we're doing. So this story is about Mike and Juan. Hey, good morning, Juan. How's everything going? It's okay, I guess. Just okay? You seem a bit tired today. Is there something on your mind? Nah, nothing. It's just the usual stuff. I see, but sometimes the usual stuff can pile up and you become overwhelming. Can you tell me more about what's bothering you? I don't know, Mike. It's just work, I understand. Work can be challenging. But is there something specific that's making it more difficult for you? Well, it's just, I feel like I'm doing more than my share of the work. It's like the others aren't really pulling their weight. I see. That's got to be frustrating, Juan. I wasn't aware of this. Can you tell me more about what's happening? Well, it's like I'm always picking up the slack, and I feel like it's, I don't know, like you don't see, or maybe you don't want to address it. If I didn't jump in there would be 10 more errors, and I'm the only one catching them and fixing them, and the others don't even seem to care. Wow, so you're saying that serious quality issues are happening, and you're the only one on the team who seems to care about it and do something about it. Yeah, that would feel frustrating. Yeah, I guess I've been frustrated for a couple of weeks now. I'm glad you shared your frustrations with me. You shouldn't have to carry that all by yourself. I could see that I need to pay more attention to this issue. I really appreciate your insights, and I'll try to address it in a way that will help the whole team and not single you out. Yeah, that would be appreciated. I like this team, but we do need to address a few things. Okay, well, I'll scrutinize the quality data and have a conversation with the whole team tomorrow to help us all lift the weight on the issue together, all right? Again, I really appreciate your input, Juan. I really do appreciate it. That took some guts to do. Thanks, Mike. It does lift a load. All right, so that's the story of Mike and Juan, and we are now looking at our group questions. So let's dive into these. How does it feel when someone tries to fix your emotional situation? Question number 2. How does it feel when another person helps you figure out your emotional world? Question number 3. How does it feel when you understand what is going on in your emotional life? And then question number 4. If someone asks you good questions and listen, how does that affect you? All right, so wrapping up lesson number 6 here. Tight focus together, empathy. We learned what empathy was, particularly that it's non-judgmental. You're not trying to fix the other person. You're not trying to judge the emotion. You're just trying to observe it with the other person. And we learned that doing this together can help release all those calming emotions. You can help you communicate faster and be a more effective leader. So there's a lot of good statistics behind this particular lesson in the study of emotions. So thanks for joining us with lesson number 6, and stay tuned and we'll be jumping into lesson number 7 next.